Shifting gears, since we broke that news last week of the declassified Army document for re-education camps for political dissidents inside America, we've had a chance to really go over the 327-page document with a fine-tooth comb, and it's got slave labor in it for U.S. citizens and processing us with our Social Security numbers into the slave camp. This is just, oh, well, par for the course now. You know, the CIA director says they're operating domestically, which is illegal, and they're spying on the American people through their iPhones and other devices without warrants, but that's okay. Now we're going to be taken to the re-education camp. So yesterday it's the TSA groping your children and your wife, and now the system is coming after us physically to throw us in the re-education camps. But first they'll collapse society. They admit part of it will be economic inside the re-education camp. You know, people will be there as refugees, but they'll also be the political area where you're actually locked up as prisoners. I think that's pretty darn important. Speaking of re-education camps, the military itself is under incredible brainwashing and manipulation and is finally starting to wake up per capita more than any other group. We have another report here out of World Net Daily reporting on a purchase bid put out by DARPA, where DARPA is saying they'll give people incredible investment of hundreds of millions of dollars, basically, if people can bring them proposals for super high-tech chips to be implanted into the troops. And I've actually talked to military, including people in my family. The military is already getting chips in the officer class and others, and that is classified. So very, very serious news on that front. We certainly are in a 21st century technocracy that's being established. And here's another report from the Daily Mail that integrates into the microchip report. All over the U.S. and British news, they tell you every day, hey, you are being watched. You know, better watch what you have to say. And here's the headline: watch what you type. Surveillance cameras so strong they can zoom in and read text messages. Well, the government's already reading people's text messages illegally, and it's amazing. Another powerful article out of World Net Daily today, and we actually did a report on this last year. They allow people to have Facebooks calling for killing George Zimmerman. And they have Facebooks showing the most wild stuff you can imagine. But our supporters, Infowars.com supporters and others, well, we've had our Facebooks deleted before. We've got a bunch of accounts that fans have set up and turned over to us over the years with millions of likes. Our main is the Alexander Emmerich Jones channel. And by the way, it has the wrong spelling of Alexander Emmerich Jones because the fan used the Wikipedia spelling of my middle name. It's incorrect. People always ask, which is it? Well, whatever. The point is you can like us over there if you want to help get that out while we're still on Facebook. But a pedo book, which is basically what Facebook is, they allow people to call for killing George Zimmerman. So does Twitter. But if you want to talk about liberty or patriotism, you get shut down. Well, now Facebook shows kids raped, sodomized. That's the headline. And there's a warning that the report contains graphic details of sexual abuse of children. And it appeared in numerous locations on Facebook. World Net Daily immediately reported images of child pornography and child sexual abuse. The FBI censored screenshots published are among the mildest of those found. And it is unbelievable. Unbelievable what is on there. And having 3 young children, it makes me feel extremely violent. And by the way, HBO's rolled out a new comedy series where it shows 5-year-old girls performing fellatio on giant sex toys. But CPS, on a fake tip by a neighbor, will come and take your children. And of course, CPS is 5 times more likely, according to Justice Department's own numbers, to be abusers, including sexual abuse. In fact, that's even higher. And it's just unbelievably criminal what this government has become and what it does. And going to the FBI, there are some good people low level, but DynCorp Halliburton has come out, run giant child kidnapping rings, and don't get in trouble. So World Net Daily did a good job reporting on this, but it just makes me sick. By the way, I want to shift gears into another report here. This is out of the Daily Mail. And I've told you about this for years. They sell whole babies, ground up babies in pills. A lot of the top cosmetic makers are getting melted down babies. You know, PepsiCo has admitted that they use fetal tissue in their flavoring. And federal regulators have ruled that shareholders can't stop that or demand that that stops. So this is like the golden child or something, where the devil's trying to get the golden child to, you know, eat something unclean. I mean, this is really evil. Thousands of pills filled with powdered human baby flesh discovered by customs officials in South Korea. You know, if we buy slave goods from China, we then get deindustrialized. And if we have 52 million abortions in this country since Roe v. Wade, we then become garbage as well. When you treat human life like garbage, there is a quick slide to the bottom. And all of the blessings of liberty go out the window. We are a rotten, decadent society, and the corrupt are feeding off those of us that still produce and still work hard. But undoubtedly, this society is going to go through some very tumultuous times in a series of collapses before people finally get their morality back. But it's going to take desperate self-preservation for people to understand that every ancient society went through these decadent cycles, and that's why morals were then brought in and promoted. And then the country or the nation state becomes incredibly profitable and powerful again, and then people become decadent slobs, and the cycle continues. Sick of the globalists, eugenicists, control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure. My friends, I've done a lot of research, and the best gravity filter out there, bar none, is ProPure, and it's available discounted at Infowars.com. Its filters are silver impregnated to prevent bacterial growth. There's no priming required. It's NSF 42 certified. Optional fluoride filters can reduce fluoride up to 95%. Easy to set up and use. Doesn't require electricity. Purify water from lakes, streams, ponds, and wells. This filter system leaves in beneficial minerals, which is key. Save money by not buying bottled water and avoid BPA that leaches from the plastic. ProPure is the best gravity-fed filter out there. It's what my family uses. Infowars.com already has the lowest price on ProPure. But if you add the promo code WATER at checkout, you get an additional 10% off at Infowars.com. You can also call to order 888-253-3139.